Hello everyone, welcome back, Severed is here, coming back with part 2 of What If Deku Was an Earthbender. Now, where we last left off, Izuku was training with Kiyoshi, that I was pronouncing her name very wrong in the last part. He was training with her for 1 week, as after that, he just done some training, an earthbender training. He got hold of his abilities a little bit, which he can right now, make a walls of rocks or something like that, but he still has, need more training. I mean, he will not gonna become an earthbender, bender between an eight and another. Anyways, as now we continue on the last day of middle school. We started it before 1 week. Now Izuku was training for the whole week with Kiyoshi, just training on earthbending, learning more tricks and everything, as he right now kinda able to control it, but not fully. As he already told her about his dream to become a hero, and now we continue. Izuku right now in the classroom after everyone finally realizing Izuku earthbending, because they saw him once fighting against Bakugou in the middle of course, outside of the school, just fighting against Bakugou throwing explosion, Izuku just block it by simply moving his hand back into, smashing his leg into the ground, creating like a wall in front of him, protecting himself. And now we continue. Izuku in the class, the teacher comes in and said, "Well, student, today is the last day of middle school and you really should think about your future. I have some career apprehension, these papers have some careers that you would like to, be in, like a firefighters, police officers, things like that, but why should I give every one of you one of these papers when I already know that all of you want to be heroes?" As he just throw the papers in the air, everyone starts using their quirks except Izuku, because he will get it literally reshape the whole class if he used his quirk. As the teacher said, "Well, I see that Katsuki Bakugou want to go to UA." Katsuki Bakugou starts explaining about how cool I am, and I am the king of explosion and the god of the new world or something like that. While Izuku, just sitting down, thinking about what his hero outfit should be. Should it be the one that he thinked about before, or maybe to go with the old style that Kiyoshi told him that of course, the earthbenders were wearing before? As the teacher said, Bakugou, yes, you want to go to UA, and I see that Izuku Midori also want to go to UA. As Bakugou looking back at Izuku and said, He going into UA? Maybe he had a quirk, and maybe he finally manifested a quirk in some weird way. But that doesn't matter, because he's still weak. As Bakugou throw an explosion on Izuku immediately just lifting his fingers up, making a little, like, what they call it? Not a big wall, just like enough to protect himself from Bakugou. As Bakugou thrown an explosion on the wall, and Izuku said, "Could you please leave me, Bakugou? I'm really trying to think about what will be my hero outfit." As Bakugou getting angry, seeing that Izuku doesn't even care about what Bakugou is saying, as he said, "Hero outfit? Yeah, right. Fucking idiot." As he just left Izuku and go back into his seat after the teacher telling him. And the teacher continues saying, "And Midoriya, could you please," as Izuku just kick his leg into the ground, making the rock just retrieve itself into the ground. As the teacher said, "Thank you, Midoriya. Well, everyone, this is the end of the class. I think I will never gonna see you again. That's kind of a plus for me, because I really hate all of you here, so goodbye." As the teacher just get out of the class and everyone start getting out. Izuku getting ready to get out, but Bakugou coming from behind of him and said, "You, Deku!" As Izuku said, yes, Bakugou? "Come outside and fight me!" But, we can't just use our quirks in the middle of the school. "I don't care, you will gonna fight me, understand?" Alright. As Izuku remembering something that his master told him, or sensei, which is Kiyoshi, and I. Please, guys, tell me I'm pronouncing the name right, because my memory is the memory of a garbage, and I really hate my memory, and I'm fucking trying to remember the name. Kiyoshi, I wish that I'm saying it right. Izuku remembering her talk as she said, the power of the earthbenders should be used in harmony, should be used only in self-defense, and should never be used to harm others. Understand this, Izuku. No matter what, you using your powers into the greater good, to make this world fall in justice and peace and harmony. Never ever use your quirk to hurt someone, except those that want this world to fall in chaos and destruction. As Izuku remembering these words while he's still outside and everyone is just hyped up, and Izuku said, Bakugo, I don't think this is a good. What, are you scared? The little earth boy is scared of Bakugo. Yeah, of course. I can't blame him. Who would not be scared of me? Has Bakugou at Izuku and immediately throw an explosion. Izuku smashing his leg into the ground, creating a wall in front of him as Baku throw another explosion, wanting to go through the wall. As he managed to do that, and before he managed to go into Izuku, Izuku just make a pillar of stone under his feet, making him jump in the air. And after that, he just do a backflip and fall on the ground, turning the ground until his legs to be more soft so he doesn't hurt himself, as he right now behind Bakugo and said, Bakugo, please, don't fight me, I really don't. But Bakugo spin around and throw an explosion at Izuku. Izuku creating another wall of stones. Bakugo starts smashing through it while Izuku just saying to him, I don't want to fight you. Stop this already. I don't care, you asshole. I will gonna kill you. As immediately after that, Izuku getting tired of this as he said, fuck, and immediately smash his leg into the ground as he throw a big rock at Bakugo face, and Bakugo immediately was about to get hit by the rock, but before that happened, the rock just suddenly changed its direction going back at Izuku. As after the rock changed direction back to Izuku, Izuku just holding his hand and pumping his fist as he throw a punch on the rock, turning it into pieces. As he taking a deep breath and start looking left to right as he see a guy that start walking towards him wearing a black coat on his head. No one can see who this guy is. As Izuku said, Sensei, I'm really sorry, as he just bow in front of his sensei Kiyoshi, as she immediately just hit him on his head and said, Idiot, I told you your power is not being used to hurt others. It's only being used to get the justice and the harmony into the world. Understand this, Izuku? As Izuku said, Yes, Sensei, I'm really sorry about this. It will never gonna happen again. As Bakugo seeing how Izuku is just bowing in front of that guy, he said, Yo! You asshole! Are you the one that training that brat? As Kiyoshi just looking at Bakugo. Bakugo can't see her face because the coat's just covering her. As she said, Yes, he's my student. And you are the person that Izuku told me about. The one with the explosion quirk that he always was bullying him, right? Katsuki Bakugo, I believe your name. Yeah, it's me. Now, tell me, are you teaching him all what he know? Get out of this place, because this is a fight between me and him. I don't think so, Katsuki Bakugo. My student Izuku need to focus his powers and energy into some things more important than just dealing with an angry Pomeranian like you, using his powers to hurt others, not for the justice or the greater good. And you also trying to become a hero? The only thing that you will gonna become in the future with this kind of ego is just like someone from the Fire Nation. You will gonna become a dictator that just hurting others. You will never gonna become a hero in your life if you continue being like this. As Baku hearing this, he immediately getting angry. As he's screaming, saying, What did you tell me? As Kiyoshi or whatever, I forgot her name. She immediately spin around looking back at Izuku as she said, Come on, Izuku, let's go back and continue our training. As Izuku said, yes, sensei. As they start walking away while Baku said, hey, don't walk away! As he go at Kiyoshi to throw an explosion. Kiyoshi, without even looking at Izuku, sending a wave of rock at Bakugou, making him being covered by rocks and immediately being pinned into the ground. As after that, the rock around Bakugou body covering him, Kiyoshi just turned around and lifting her hand up, making Bakugou levitate in the middle of the air, as he just started to close the rocks on Bakugou body, making him feel pain. As she said, Katsuki Bakugou, if you ever try to attack my student next time, I will not gonna let him hold back on you. As she just throw him into the side, making sure that he will not gonna get hurt by the throw, and leaving him, making the rock leave Bakugou body, as Baku just wiping away a little bit of blood, saying, what the hell are these two doing? Damn it. And after that, Izuku, while with Kiyoshi just walking down the city, as he said, I'm sorry, sensei, I really didn't mean it, and I'm sorry for making you get out of your forest just to stop me from doing a stupid thing. Don't worry, Izuku, I was kinda watching you from time to time. When I was in the forest, I was just feeling your steps on the ground from that place. I know the sound of your legs very well, which making me able to see you, even if I'm not with you. As Izuku's quite surprised by this, he never knew that, his earth senses can be as strong as his master. She can literally sense him in the school, in his house, and everywhere. She can sense people in the whole city of Japan. Izuku thinking to himself, am I gonna really be able to do something like this in the future? It's really crazy to think one day I will gonna be like sensei. As he just continued walking with her until they finally got into the forest, as Kiyoshi giving Izuku an earthbender outfit which is looking like this. Izuku just wearing this outfit, which is basically he will be wearing it as his hero outfit. Izuku start training with his sensei, which should I even say that I forget her name? Sometimes my memory just suddenly remember the name and sometimes just forgetting it, literally. And I don't know how am I gonna hold myself any longer from screaming in the mic. Anyways, Izuku just training with her for the couple of weeks as Bakugou starts, looking at Izuku sometime, trying to see where he's going, where is he going and what he's doing. As one day Bakugou seeing Izuku coming out of his home, as Izuku said, alright mom, I'm gonna leave. Alright Izuku, be careful, alright? As Izuku just smile and leave. Bakugou starts walking after Izuku wearing a black hoodie jacket just to cover himself. As Bakugou just walking after Izuku, seeing him just wearing a green hoodie jacket with a black t-shirt and a black pants. As he having a big smile on his face, running into the forest, as Baku walking after him and seeing him where he's going. As he see Izuku standing in front of a wall, as he said, what the hell? Why is he standing in front of a wall? Is he stupid or something? As after that, Izuku knocked 3 times on the wall and kicked the wall once with his leg, which making the wall open up. Bakugo surprised by this, but before the wall closed, Bakugo just go as fast as possible inside the place. And immediately he start walking after Izuku in the shadows, as after that he just see this big castle under the ground with the symbol of the Earth Nation on it. Bakugo saying, what the fuck? How does this fucking brat having all of this? He's training always here? And after that, he just stand in front of his sensei and bow in front of her saying, hello, Miss Sensei Kiyoshi. I come in time. I'm sorry for getting late. No, Izuku, is not a big problem. You didn't get late at all. In fact, you got much more sooner than I expected. As Baku was seeing in front of him a woman, which of course seeing the woman Kiyoshi, as he said, "So, this is his sensei? Does she really have the same quirk as him or something?" And after that, Izuku just go into a room and changing to the earthbender outfit that I just showed you. After that, Bakugou seeing him wearing that, he said, "Why is he wearing this and what's she doing?" As Izuku just bow in front of her, as she bowed to Izuku, and immediately they start fighting. Bakugou seeing how Izuku's fighting so hard, he throwing rocks everywhere, walls and wave of fucking rocks and even more rocks and I mean, what's the earthbender will gonna throw other than rocks or some walls of concrete or something like that. As Baku was seeing this, he said, "He didn't even fight seriously against me." As he remembered what Kiyoshi said to him in the last days, when Bakugou was fighting against Izuku, she said, "And the next time I will not gonna let my student hold back on you." As Bakugou said in his mind, she was serious. He was holding back on me, as he getting angry. And after that, Izuku ending the fight, as he managed to throw a couple of hits, and Kiyoshi, she only using her earthbender for Izuku fight, but she starts using other elements for later. And after that, Izuku just bowed in front of her as she told him, "Come on, Izuku, you done a great job today. Let's go and drink some green tea." As Izuku said, "Yes, sensei." As before Izuku continue going with his sensei, Bakugou come from behind and throw an explosion at Izuku. Izuku not expecting this because he's not keeping his earth senses always turned on, but his sensei Kiyoshi always kept those senses on. She felt Bakugou the moment that he come into the place, as she immediately built a wall in front of Bakugou and said, "Katsuki Bakugou, what are you doing here?" As Bakugou said, how did you? "I knew that you were here from the start. I felt you since you were going after Izuku from his house into here." As Izuku looking in front of him, seeing Bakugou, as he said, "Bakugou, what the hell are you doing here?" "What the hell am I doing here? I'm trying to know how the hell you are getting so strong. You training here in this weird, stupid underground castle with this fucking woman and wearing the stupid clothes, throwing your fucking rocks everywhere. And you two were holding back on me that day. I'm never gonna forgive you for that, Deku." As Izuku said, "Bakugou, leave the place now. This is a place only for earthbenders." What the fuck is an earthbender?" As Izuku covering his mouth, immediately remembering what his master told him, as she said, "We will gonna talk about what you said later, Izuku, but now, Katsuki Bakugou, I would like from you to leave the place." "No, I'm not leaving until I finally fight against him, a real fight." As Izuku said, "Bakugou, stop this. Behave yourself." "I'm sorry, sensei. He's really doesn't know how to behave himself. I'm gonna get him out of here." Izuku, after a minute of thinking, "Alright, Katsuki Bakugou, I'm agreeing on your fight against my student." As Izuku and Bakugou said at the same time, "What?" "Just like you heard me, you will gonna fight him, here and now. And, Izuku, I give you the permission to not hold back. Don't hold back on him. Show him that you are stronger than him, and show him how much weaker he is. Alright?" As Izuku said, "Yes, sensei." And after that, Izuku go by the side of one side of the arena and taking a stand of an earthbender, while Bakugou standing by the other side, just cracking his fingers, as she just standing in front of them, while a big wall of rock in front of them, between them, as Kiyoshi said, 3, 2, 1, go, as she immediately put her hand down, making the wall of stone just go down, making Bakugou, giving him the chance to fly at Izuku. Bakugou start flying at Izuku, while While Izuku getting ready to protect himself, Bakugo throw an explosion while Izuku has already put a wall of stone in front of him, and immediately after that, he smashed his leg into the ground, sending a wave of, a shock wave of rocks at Bakugo. Bakugo fly into the air, or at least, it's a big cave, don't get me wrong. It's such a, I mean, Kiyoshi literally having a big castle underground with a big place around the place. It's just big. Bakugo can't fly in that underground arena or whatever. As he start flying and immediately spin around and throw an explosion at Izuku. Izuku making another wall of stone, and after that he push his using his left hand making a wall of stone, and using his right push the rocks into Bakugo. Bakugo putting his hand together blocking this attack but getting hurt a little bit. Izuku immediately jump into the air and spin around as he throw a punch on Bakugo. Bakugo dodging into the left. Izuku hand right now on the ground making a big crater and wave of rocks going everywhere. Kiyoshi just protecting herself while Bakugo just go back flying into the air. And Izuku after that, he just immediately lift up his legs and smash it into the ground, making all the rocks that right now throwing everywhere start levitating in the air. As Izuku said, "I'm gonna end this now," as he immediately clap his hand together, making two big hands of rocks behind of him. As Bakugo is shocked by this, and immediately he getting angry and said, "Fuck this! Hauser Impact!" As he go at Izuku. Izuku throwing two big punches of rocks at Baku as their power collapse together, making a big explosion. And when the explosion and all the smokes goes away, after Kiyoshi just using her earth, wind bending, making all the smoke goes away, she just see Bakugo being covered by rocks while Izuku standing in front of him. As Izuku just bow and lift Bakugo out, making Bakugo get out of the rock. As Kiyoshi said, the winner is Izuku Midoriya. As Bakugo said, "No, I'm not gonna stop yet, another round!" As Kiyoshi come in front of Izuku and said, "Bakugo, you already lost. Admit the defeat. A real warrior, it's a warrior that can know when the time is ready to give up. And I see that you really don't know when to give up." As Baku said, "I'll never give up. I'm not gonna lose to a loser like him." As she just put her hand on Izuku's shoulder and said, "Sorry, Bakugo, but the only loser here is you. Now leave my domain." "No, I'm not gonna!" But she immediately covering him with rocks as she said, "I said, leave my domain," as she smashing her leg down into the ground and immediately making a rock under Bakugo feet, levitating in the air, lifting Bakugo up, making him just go up and up as she just open a hole in the ceiling of the cave, making Bakugo get out of the underground domain as she just called it. As she just closing the hole while Bakugo's just literally talking about them both. Izuku said, "I'm sorry, Sensei. I wasn't paying much attention for my surrounding and I just failed you." "No, Izuku, you didn't fail me at all. You have proved that you are strong and you are ready to face new elements. I just used Bakugo as to show you what the fire can do. But his powers are nothing compared to my flames, so you should get ready, because for the next months I'm gonna use more than just earthbending to fight you, so I can prepare you to new encounters in the future, and make sure that Bakugo doesn't follow you. I'm gonna change the entrance of the cave into another place. Alright? Alright, Sensei." As Izuku starts training with his sensei for the rest of the day and just leave the place while Bakugo's just trying to find another entrance. And this is gonna leave it off, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below. Tell me what do you think about this part and what do you think will happen in the next part. Well, I have nothing more to say than Severed was here.